Miami is a city that's packed with beautiful beaches, lively entertainment, and colorful, multicultural neighborhoods. With so much to do and so much to see, it's no secret why it's such a popular travel destination these days. But lately, more and more folks have been deciding to stay for good and make Miami their permanent home. And while the occasional fun vacation, of course, can be easier to save up for, planning a move to a new city takes a little more preparation, to say the least. And if you're looking to settle down in Miami, it's good to get a sense of what your day-to-day expenses could look like before you pack your bags. So today, we're taking a look at how much you need to put aside to live in Miami, Florida, and cover everyday costs like rent, transportation, groceries, and a little bit of fun. Whether you're pursuing your education, raising a family, or starting a new career, knowing what to expect can provide some much-needed reassurance as you're putting down your roots. And by the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of how you should budget to get the most out of your time there. But before we get started, if you're thinking about moving to Miami and want to get some inside information from a local expert on housing, daily life, cost of living, or just about anything else Miami related, then go ahead and check out the phone number in the description down below this video to get in touch with my partner, who's an experienced and, more importantly, licensed real estate agent. They're looking forward to hearing from you and answering any questions you might have, so don't hesitate to reach out to them. Now with that, let's jump right into the video. So before talking about money, let's just take a quick look at what's bringing so many people to Miami in the first place. Now, it's no secret that Miami's a vibrant city that enjoys a unique mix of culture, business, and nature. And as a part of the Miami-Dade County, the city has been a key part of Florida's identity pretty much since it gained statehood in the 1800s. Since then, Miami's blossomed into a very big major hub for trade and travel, drawing people in from all around the world. And with a population of over 450,000 in the city and around 6.2 million in the metro area, Miami's become Florida's largest urban concentration. This metro area includes famous spots like Miami Beach, Coral Gables, Hialeah, and North Miami, as well as many smaller communities that form the heart of Florida's Gold Coast. Now, apart from all its sunny beaches and bustling nightlife, Miami also plays a vital role in global commerce. It's home to a thriving port and serves as a bridge to Latin America, attracting multinational companies, financial institutions, and tourists alike. But the city's diversity is what truly makes it unique, and you can see it really shine through its neighborhoods, food, and annual cultural events. Miami brings together European, Latin American, and Caribbean flavor, making it a locale that feels both excitingly international and also uniquely local. Okay, so if you're thinking about moving to Miami, one of the first questions is how much it's going to cost to live here, especially when it comes to housing. And whether you're planning to rent or buy, here's a look at what you should expect. First off, for renters, Miami's prices can vary a ton depending on the neighborhood you have your sights on. For example, in places like downtown and Brickell, which are close to all the action, you're looking at rents around $3,000 or more for just a one-bedroom. But if you want a quieter, more residential feel, Coral Gables might get you a slightly lower rate, though it's still on the pricier side. And Miami Beach, with its prime oceanfront location, comes in high too, with an average monthly rent close to $2,500. Miami's popularity in general has kept the rent prices high generally across the board, making it more expensive compared to the national average. And as you'd expect, buying a home there isn't cheap either. The 2025 median price for a house in Miami sits at around $570,000, which is up 8% from the previous year. Homes are also staying on the market longer at about 70 days on average. Though even with this slight slowdown, Miami remains a very competitive market. But as the city's popularity grows and grows, prices aren't likely to drop anytime soon. And with the property taxes added into the mix, it's definitely something to keep your mind in if you're looking to settle down here. But of course, housing isn't the only expense to account for. Miami's cost of living in general is about 20% higher compared to the state average and 18% above the national average, with basic expenses like groceries selling for 6% more than what you'd pay in other parts of the country. And you won't catch a break on utilities either. They run about 4% higher. In the notoriously hot summers, Miami's warm climate will impact your monthly bills, especially with the higher humidity, which, unless you're a reptile, will have you running to the AC day in and day out. On average, energy bills in Miami are around $200 a month, so whether it's groceries, rent, or electric bills, Miami's going to make a bigger dent in your bank account generally. But given its reputation for luxury, where many superstars like Leo Messi could be in your neighborhood, this doesn't come as much of a shock. All right, while we're on groceries, when it comes to food in Miami, costs can also add up. And that goes for whether you're cooking at home or grabbing a bite out. Like I mentioned, groceries down here can set you back further than in other states, with a bottle of of milk, or a dozen eggs, both costing around $4.45. Shopping for basics might feel a little bit more expensive, especially if you're used to lower prices in some smaller cities. But if you're out on the town for your next meal, Miami hosts a range of options for every budget and occasion. For casual dining, you're looking at about $15 to $20 per person, which I think is actually pretty reasonable, while a night at a nice restaurant can easily cost $50 or more per person. But the variety is one of the best parts of eating in Miami. The choices are endless, which makes it all the more fun to explore. Switching gears a bit to academics, one of the main reasons why so many people are moving to Miami is its excellent educational system. So let's take a look at what it would cost to study here and some of the great options that you'd have. Starting at the public school level. In Miami-Dade County Public Schools, which is Florida's largest school district, the average cost of education is around $11,000 per year for each student. And as you go up to high schools like Miami Edison Senior High, the per student cost reaches around $12,500 per year. But there are definitely more affordable options as well, like Miami Jackson Senior High, where it falls a little closer to $8,500. Private schooling, however, can get a little bit steep. So Catholic schools like Bellin Jesuit Preparatory and Carrollton School of the Sacred Heart charge around $12,000 to $20,000 per year. In contrast, well-regarded non-denominational private schools, including Ransom Everglades and Gulliver Prep, charge significantly higher fees, with the annual tuition ranging from around $30,000 to $40,000. Now, you better be bringing home straight A's at that price point. And for higher education, Miami is a major hub, hosting institutions like Florida International University, or FIU, and the University of Miami, FIU's in-state tuition is approximately $6,500 per year, so maybe skip the private school and send your little ones right to college. Unless it's University of Miami. As a top-ranked private institution, they charge around $57,000 for their annual tuition. Now, as far as getting around Miami, if you're planning to rely on public transportation, there's a lot of options operated by Miami-Dade Transit and the South Florida Regional Transportation Authority, or SFRTA. The free Metro Mover in downtown Miami is a popular option, with 21 stations running every few blocks, making it pretty easy to get around without really needing a car. And then there's the Tri-Rail commuter service, which travels from Miami up to West Palm Beach, covering Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties. And though it's certainly nice to see that public transit is affordable, keep in mind that the wait times can average around 18 minutes, and many commutes take longer than 90 minutes each way. The average single trip distance is about 7.5 miles, so if you're looking for longer distances, make sure to plan ahead. But if you are planning on bringing your car, gas prices in Miami are currently around $3.55 a gallon. They'll likely go down soon, but they're currently about $3.50 a gallon. And even though Miami's infrastructure makes it easier to drive, parking fees and other insurance can be a kicker. Parking in popular areas like downtown or Miami Beach often comes with a lot of extra cost. And that's when you even manage to find a spot after looping around the lots a couple times and hoping for the best. Insurance rates also tend to be a little bit higher, partly due to Miami's dense population and busy roads. So for anyone moving to Miami, the choice between public transport and owning a car depends on your own lifestyle and your commute. You'll have to ask yourself if you prioritize affordability or autonomy. Now, getting into what Miami's really known for: entertainment and recreation. Whether you're a fan of beach days, exploring unique neighborhoods, or catching a big game, it truly has something for everyone. A trip to one of Miami's beaches, like South Beach, offers a perfect escape at no cost. Just pack your sunscreen. Because if you're coming from up north, I cannot stress this enough that the Midwest sun does not hit you like the Miami sun does. So reapply, and most importantly, reapply. And for those of you who enjoy staying active, a gym membership will run you around $40 to $60 per month at a premier gym. You can even try out the Rickenbacker Trail for a scenic biking experience along Key Biscayne with views of the city coastline. It's absolutely gorgeous. Miami is also a big sports town, so catching a game can be an easy, fun night out. The Miami Heat and the Miami Dolphins games draw big crowds regularly, with tickets generally ranging from $30 for very basic seats to well over $100 or more for primer spots. And Inter Miami, the local soccer team, has also gained pretty big popularity, with their tickets going around $40 to $60. And when it comes to nightlife, Miami's definitely got you covered, from laid-back bars to more upscale clubs, but a night out can vary wildly in terms of cost, of course, with casual bars offering drinks between $8 to $10 a pop, while clubs in the areas like South Beach can often have cover charges and pricey cocktails that can run up a tab pretty quickly. Now, when all that partying catches up to you, you may need to get a doctor, so let's take a look at healthcare costs in Miami, which can vary quite a bit depending on the type of care you need. A visit to a family doctor in Miami won't stray stray too far from average rates across the country, though specialized care like an optometrist appointment typically runs at around $100 or maybe around $120 per visit to a regular dentist. But if you have insurance, then naturally it'll depend on your level of coverage, though overall Miami's healthcare costs tend to be similar to other major cities throughout the state. And in addition to healthcare, personal care costs like gym memberships and fitness classes add to your run-of-the-mill expenses. The average gym memberships cost between $40 to $60 per month, while specialty fitness classes like yoga or Pilates are usually $15 to $30 per session. Personal care expenses, including haircuts and grooming, also tend to be slightly above average in Miami, which tend to be par for the course when it comes to big city life. And on that topic, when you compare Miami's cost of living with other major US cities, it falls somewhere in the middle, though closer towards the higher end. So while Miami is more affordable than, say, New York or LA, it's still pricier than other big cities like Houston. Miami's cost of living is about 20% higher than the state average and about 18% above the national average, making it one of the more expensive places to live in Florida. Housing in particular is significantly pricier, about 52% higher than the national average, which can really make it challenging for prospective residents to stretch their income if they're on a regular budget. In Miami, median household income is around $60,000, which is lower than both New York and LA, where incomes are generally higher, but then again, so are living costs. And while Miami's economy has long relied on tourism, the city's been seeing growth in sectors like tech, finance, and professional services, especially in areas like Brickell, which is shaping into a financial hub. Plus, compared to other cities, Miami's unemployment rate is relatively low, sitting at just 2%, lending some peace of mind to how stable their job market is, which is probably a central reason why people are choosing to make it their home. So, to wrap things up, Miami is a city bustling with culture, opportunity, and excitement. But living here does come with significant expenses that'll require some planning. So if you're looking to make the move, then be sure to consider how these could affect your finances and budget accordingly. And again, if Miami's on your radar and you want more information on housing, cost of living, or just general insights into what life is really like from someone who lives there now, an expert, then be sure to check out the description below this video, where you'll find contact details for a knowledgeable, transparent, and licensed local real estate agent who can help you get set up and settled into the Miami lifestyle. Okay, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this. As always, I enjoy hearing your thoughts, and I'll try to get back to any questions or comments you leave down below as fast as I can. And finally, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.